distinguished guests, community leaders, and advisory board members, family and friends, and inductees who will begin lifetime memberships during this ceremony. Welcome to our circle of Omicron Delta Kappa. As the faculty advisor of the Sun Devils Circle of Omicron Delta Kappa, affectionately known as ODK, it is my distinct honor to begin this initiation. This ceremony is for Arizona State University students and alumni. We are joining together from locations around the world to show our dedication to ODK's high ideals and purposes. Before we launch into the main part of the ceremony, however, please allow me to announce two distinctive honors. Each year, the National Omicron Delta Kappa organization considers ODK students and professors for a small number of competitive and prestigious awards, including one for leadership and diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm pleased to announce that this award has gone to our very own Dr. Brent Scholar, who is an advisory board member of our ASU Circle of ODK, as well as an irreplaceable colleague, leader, team member, and director of ceremonies, and a friend. At the National Convention in June of 2023, Dr. Scholar was awarded the ODK Community Commitment Award for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusivity. Please join me in congratulating Brent, either by waving hands or applauding, however you feel appropriate. Thank you. And now one more award. Each circle has the opportunity to confer an annual honorary ODK lifetime membership upon a community or university leader. This year, our ASU circle presents the honoris causa Omicron Delta Kappa membership to a professor who has served our ASU and ODK communities for many years. She has been a staunch supporter of our circle since its inception in 2018, and in the last 2 years in particular, while simultaneously taking on the duties of Associate Dean of the College of Integrative Sciences and Arts at ASU, as well as the interim chair for faculty teaching leadership courses here. She has helped to build a foundation by which the circle can sustain itself into the foreseeable future. She went from being a first-generation college graduate to earning a PhD, then helped build successful online programs in interdisciplinary studies, leadership, and program management at ASU. As a socially engaged historian, she has worked to provide educational access to learners from diverse walks of life, all while publishing 6 books and several articles, working on many public humanities initiatives, and recently developing the Indigenous Leadership Academy in partnership with the American Indian Policy Institute at ASU. This academy is for emerging Indigenous leaders on a national scale who wish to access knowledge, skills, and networking opportunities that will serve their home communities. The 3rd cohort just completed this program, making more than 60 graduates to date. On a personal note, the faculty in our circle have all regarded Dr. Denise Bates as a mentor and as a friend, and we will miss her immensely as she takes on new duties at another university out east and in Boston later this year. Please join me and our entire ODK circle in congratulating Dr. Bates as we initiate her into lifetime membership honoris causa in Omicron Delta Kappa. All right. Oh, and I see Dr. Denise Bates is with us here. Dr. Bates, would you care to say just a brief word of, to this?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate this. This is a great honor, and your kind words are really meaningful to me. I have a lot of mixed feelings right now, especially as I depart ASU, but this is a wonderful organization. It's been a pleasure watching it grow from its inception. And I really appreciate being honored with such a generous opportunity to be a lifetime member. So thank you all.
Now it is my honor to introduce you to Mr. Matthew Meisel, the student president of our ASU Circle of ODK.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Welcome, everyone. As the president of Arizona State University Circle of Omicron Delta Kappa, I welcome you to this induction ceremony held on your behalf. Those of us who are members of ODK value its high ideals and purposes as we strive to provide leadership and worthy undertakings and to be of service to others. We believe in the tenets of this society and those principles for which it stands. We are pleased and honored to share them with you today as we welcome you into the ASU Circle of Omicron Delta Kappa. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kevin Ellsworth.
Thank you. We are grateful for the privilege of leadership and for the ideals of Omicron Delta Kappa. Give to all who are assembled here a renewed vision of Omicron Delta Kappa. Grant that we may always keep close to our hearts the desires for high purposes and ideals, for moral strength and integrity. Grant that we may strive without ceasing to incorporate them into our lives. Instill in us the principles of faith, courage, honest work, and sacrifice for the tasks that lie before us. Now, to all inductees, we who are members of the Omicron Delta Kappa have observed your habits, attitudes, and capacities, and are pleased with your success, your steady growth as leaders in worthwhile endeavors, and your appreciation of the ideals and purposes of the society. We have asked you here today to make you members of our society and to present to each of you the laurel-crowned circle, the symbol of achievement. Before we accept you into the Omicron Delta Kappa Society, please listen thoughtfully to the words of these three voices.
You should know the Laurel Crown Circle is not only a recognition of past exemplary conduct, but it must also be a constant inspiration to the finer and nobler living, so long as you shall live.
You should know that the Laurel Crown Circle is not only a recognition of a past loyalty to all good works, but that it must also be to you a constant inspiration to unselfish service to the society, to ASU, and to your vocation, and the lifelong reminder that if greatness is to be achieved, one must serve.
You should know that the Laurel Crown Circle is not only a recognition of past achievement, but that it must also be to you a constant inspiration to spend the rest of your days climbing higher and yet higher, ever remembering that death comes apace and that the longest span of human life is all too short for the completion of the tasks that lie ready to our hands.
You have undertaken upon yourselves the obligation of membership into the Omicron Delta Kappa Society. This means that you will seek to make it a real factor for good in academic and community life, that you will make every effort to practice its high ideals, both in private and public life, so that the world may see you in a concrete living symbol of great principles of Omicron Delta Kappa. Omicron Delta Kappa was founded December 3rd, 1914 at Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia. In the tradition of the educational idealism and leadership, the 15 founders stated that leadership of exceptional quality and versatility in academia should be recognized. That represents all phases of college life should cooperate in worthwhile endeavor, and that outstanding students and faculty members should meet on a basis of common interests, understanding, and helpfulness. The motives which guided the founders sprang from the desire to bring together one body of the general good of the institution leaders from all parts of the university community. An essential part of the success of the ODK ideals is its joint student-faculty character and a determination to maintain a consistent and high standard of leadership recognition is what led to the establishment of chapters, which we now call circles, at most colleges. We recognize a candle to symbolize each of the ODK ideals by which each of you should soon strive to embody. Scholarship, to strive for excellence in academics and to pursue lifelong learning. Service, to answer the call for action for one's community or country. Integrity, to align one's values and beliefs with behaviors and speech. Character, to distinguish oneself for the good of humanity. Fellowship, to embrace those in the society as equals, seeking inclusive bonds across diverse communities and generations.
It has been our desire and custom to try to symbolize in material form our dreams, ambitions, ideals, and sentiments. In accordance with this innate desire and feeling, Omicron Delta Kappa also has tried to express in material form the key, its noble ideals, lofty aspirations, altruistic aims. The key, which is struck in the form of a circle, symbolizes union forever and the equality which characterizes membership in Omicron Delta Kappa. The Greek motto for the word for which the letters ODK stands translates as the Laurel Crown Circle. Our emblem, the Laurel Crown Circle, stands for success achieved in worthy undertakings. The shape of the key represents the circle, which symbolizes the all-around and inclusive nature of our organization. The 5 stars on the upper bar represent the 5 major phases of college life for which our society stands: scholarship, athletics, campus or community service, social, religious activities and campus government, journalism, speech, and the mass media, creative and performing arts. The number 1914 on the lower bar indicates the year in which our society was founded. You have been chosen to wear this emblem of distinction because of your loyalty and devotion to Arizona State University and to the things that are fine and true in life.
You've heard these words, the great unchanging principles upon which our society is founded. If you are willing to accept the lofty ideals, the sense of devotion, and the spirit of aspiration represented in Omicron Delta Kappa, please type in the chat box, "We are." Then please consider the oath with me. In the presence of the circle here assembled, I solemnly promise to uphold the ideals and traditions
To uphold the ideals and traditions
I solemnly promise to uphold the ideals and traditions,
the Constitution and bylaws
The Constitution and bylaws
of the Omicron Delta Kappa Society.
of the Omicron Delta Kappa Society.
To support and loyal service
And to
to
support
support
and
and loyal service
its
and
local and
local
national
and
officers,
its local and national officers,
participate in its meetings, ceremonies, and initiatives,
participate in its meetings, ceremonies,
and initiatives,
and to diligently foster
and to diligently foster
lifelong leadership.
lifelong leadership.
To commemorate this day, we're going to stop screen sharing in order to take a group photo. So if everyone can come on camera, if you have an opportunity, and please smile. There's also a QR code that was shown. If you could please sign the induction book. To conclude the official part of our ceremony, please welcome Julie Lim, our new circle coordinator.
Thank you. Okay. Our eyes are open to all lovely objects of righteousness and truth, courage and enthusiasm, high impulse and lofty thought. In this hour of great dedication, let us go out into the world and keep fresh in our lives the ideals which we have affirmed here today. Thank you for attending this initiation ceremony. Initiates will be receiving their certificates and pins at the address you provided on the website. New initiates, please sign the induction book using the link in the chat. And now let us recognize our most recent inductees.
thank you everyone for attending this initiation ceremony for the May 2023 cohort of our Sun Devil Circle. It's been a pleasure to join with all of you here today and to glimpse some of the important features of your lives. Please note that those slides will be shared with everyone later, so you will have a chance to read anything that you missed. I know I missed a lot as it was going past. And one other very important announcement, please look at the chat again and follow that link. The official book, the official logbook or roll book that we have for our circle is via that link. So even though you might have already noted in the chat that you are in agreement with the ODK ideals and that you have repeated the oath, it's very important to go to that book and sign officially so that we have your name. Just as we would have had you go up to the front of the room and sign a book in paper form if you had been here in person, right? So this is vital for all of us that we have your names officially inscribed, and that your lifetime membership then will begin as soon as you send that, as soon as you sign that, basically. Now, that concludes the official part of the ceremony.